Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Yeah, it's not going to be like a regular building the van, a day in the life of Evie and Jed kind of video, but it's still going to be super interesting and super informative and hopefully fun. Hopefully it's going to be fun for you. Before I start it though, check this out. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed this drone footage. It's a beautiful morning. Yes, it is morning. I'm filming early in the morning, and the reason for that is because yesterday when Jed was installing the solar panel on top, I had a massive headache. I had this like localized headache on my forehead, so I ended up spending most of the day or afternoon laying in bed and kind of napping, so I have lots of energy. So I decided to do this video. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is things I've learned so far about living in the van or van life. I think I have about 5 things, maybe 5 or 4 things. I'm going to go over them. I'm not going to go in too much detail, but I'm still going to give as much detail as I can. I don't want this video to be super long. So let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about things I've learned so far doing van life. And yes, me, Jed and I, we are still building the van, so we're not living and traveling in the van just yet, but we are technically living in the van. We are living in his Chevy Astro. Yes, it is parked at the house, but we do sleep in it, and we store our things in it, and we do take it out, and we do small trips around the state. So yeah, we technically live in the van. We're gonna start with building a van. When I was doing my research for van life and researching different vans and trying to find the perfect one and trying to decide what I can sacrifice in regards to comfort, I never realized how long it might take or how much work it is. I mean, I knew it's going to be a lot of work, but I've never done it before, so I didn't really think too much into it. And yes, I've seen a lot of videos, but in those videos you only see 10 to 15 minutes of the whole day. So in the video, usually it seems a lot easier or faster than it is. So sorry if I'm looking down, I actually have stuff written down. So yeah, so building a van, it is a lot of work. It takes not only a lot of planning, but a lot of measuring and double checking and just a lot of work. Most of the vans, they're not straight lines and angles, they're kind of curved. So building a cabinet or a bed, it takes a lot of measuring because let's say your bed frame, one side of it is going to be a little bit shorter than the other based on where you place it or how you build it. Your cabinets, the back side might be curved or, different lengths. So building a van requires a lot of work and requires a lot of measuring and a lot of, trial and error. You can watch as many videos as you can or you want to prepare. However, once you actually start building it, it's going to be a whole different story. And that's one thing I learned, that, you know, when you start building your van, take that into account, that it might take you a lot longer than you think. Number two is, I learned that there are a lot of sacrifices when it comes to van life. You live in an apartment or in a house and you have all these comforts around you. You have big bathrooms and big bedrooms, and you can buy a TV set, and you can buy a couch you want, and you can buy whatever decorations you want. When you're living in the van, you have very little space, so you kind of have to sacrifice a lot of things, and you really have to think about what really matters, and what you really care about. It's kind of like wants versus needs, right? In the van life, it's all about needs and not necessarily about wants, but you can make it work. I realized that, you know, I don't need a big shower or bathroom to live comfortably. I really don't. I don't need a big living room to live comfortably or a big bedroom. What I need is, I need a nice comfy bed that I can get a good quality sleep in. I need some storage space to put my clothes in and my, you know, camera gear or whatever it might be. And I need it, you know, to keep me warm or cool, depending on the weather. And I need to get me places I want to go. So living and traveling with somebody, and I know that's not gonna be for everybody, but if you are gonna be living in the van or traveling in the van with another person, you have to make sure that you get along with the person very well, you like them, you love them, and you can actually live in a very small space with that person. Jed and I first met and we decided to travel together. At first I was a little bit nervous because we were still new to each other. You know, even though we're hanging out every day and we really liked each other, we're still learning about each other and still discovering each other. So I was a little bit nervous on how it's going to be living together and traveling together. And, you know, with us taking 2 months to build the van, even though I'm kind of a little bit frustrated because I do want to get on the road, I'm also very grateful because it's giving us time to really see how it is going to be living together and traveling together. We're living his Astra right now, and we are making it work, and every day we are learning more and more about each other. If you are going to be living and traveling with somebody else, make sure it's the right person. You also have to make sure that you know how to resolve conflict together. Every single person has a different way of resolving conflict, so you have to make sure that you and that other person know exactly how to work together in doing so, whether it's talking it out right away, or maybe taking some time and going on a walk and really thinking about it and then talking about it. Either way, you have to talk about it beforehand, so that way when conflict arises, you know how to resolve it without putting a strain in your relationship. Making money. There are a lot of van dwellers or van life people who are, you know, graphic designers, or, you know, the freelancer, some sort of artist, so they make money that way. If you're not that person, then before you start van life, really think about or research ways of making money. Unless you have a lot of money saved up, eventually you will need to start making money. So I would suggest doing some research. There's a lot of ways you can make money online. There a lot of van dwellers posted videos on how to make money online, so I would check those out. Just do some research and get familiar with that, and, you know, make sure you have some sort of a plan on how you could possibly make money. Before you decide doing van life, or before you do it, or whatever your situation might be, I would suggest making a list of van life versus 9 to 5 life. And really making sure that's something you want to do, because van life is, even though it's amazing and it's fun, it is also very hard. So before you do that, really make sure that's something you want to do. I've definitely heard of a lot of people who started van life because they saw a bunch of videos on YouTube and it was glamorous, and once they got into it, they realized it's not something for them. So before you actually get into it, I would suggest doing lots of research and making a list and making sure that's something that would really fit you, because some people need a routine. They need to wake up in the morning and go to work and come back and have some sort of a routine and stability in their life, and they want, they need the space and the comforts that apartments and houses can provide. And some people don't need that and they can survive without that. So yeah, just do some research and really make sure it's something for you. Yeah, I think those are the things that I can think of for right now. I'm pretty sure once we get on the road, I'll think of more things. If you have any things that you've learned if you are doing van life, or anything you want me to talk about because you're considering van life, leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Check out my links in the description. I have some amazing links down there. Those are affiliate links, so if you do click on them and buy something off of Amazon, it can be anything. I do get a little bit of a commission, which does help. And yeah, don't forget to check out my social media links. I have Instagram and Facebook and Patreon. And yeah, I really hope you have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is where you're at, and I'll see you guys soon.